everybody, and welcome to another fun episode of Horror Film Lovers. I'm your host, Jonathan Moody, and today I'm going to do two things. So it's going to be my top 10 list of my favorite Blumhouse movies. And then I'm also going to talk about what is going on. Like I'm going to give you a little bit more information about horror film lovers, considering right now we're kind of in a crisis, mode and everything. There's a lot going on, so I just wanted to kind of fill people in on things and kind of give an update on whatever. So, but with that being said, I have decided to do this top 10 list first. So, my number 10 movie of Blumhouse. Now, okay, I have to preference this by saying I have not seen every Blumhouse movie. I want to, and maybe that will be my goal for this year, is to see every single Blumhouse movie that's been made up to what they've been making this year, too. I definitely want to see The Invisible Man. I have not seen that yet. I have heard mixed reviews, so I have no idea if I'll enjoy it or not. I've heard mixed reviews about other movies that I've loved of theirs, so, I mean, we'll see. And then, let's see, there's, yeah, I haven't seen a lot of them, but I want to see that. I want to see Fantasy Island. I want to see the movies that have come out. I know a lot of them are coming out on VOD, The Invisible Man and, The Hunt and everything. They're still trying to make their money back from that, so they're putting them on VOD because a lot of people can't go to the theaters to watch them. So, anyway, I thought I would give my top 10 list. So here we go. Number 10 is Oculus. This is a movie that I saw years ago, but I do remember really enjoying it. I think a lot of times I get it confused with that movie Mirrors, because they both involve a mirror, kind of thing, but they're completely separate movies. Don't think I'm getting them mixed up or anything. I will not get them mixed up. They're definitely two different movies. I'm just saying that both involve mirrors, and I just for some reason always got them mixed up or whatever. One stars Kiefer Sutherland, I believe, and the other is directed by Mike Flanagan. And I really just enjoyed this really creepy thriller. Like it is a supernatural, creepy, fun movie, and I need to re-explore it. And maybe I'll do a review of it at some point this year, of it, because it's one of those movies I've been wanting to rewatch. So I might do something like a rewatch review, where I rewatch a movie I haven't seen in years and review it. And I may do that on either Indie Film Cafe itself, like for like a quick review Thursday, or might do it for Horror Film Lovers, or do it for Blu-ray Hunter. Or even the mainstream, because actually mainstream, no, because I try to stay away from more. I actually try to stay away from horror films, on the mainstream show, because we got so many horror films that we're doing for Horror Film Lovers and stuff. Anyway, moving on. To my number 9 is Sinister 2. Now, a lot of people are going to get on me because I do not have Sinister 1 on this show and on this list. And I'll tell you, I'm not a fan of Sinister 1. It's not a horrible movie by any stretch of the imagination. I'm happy to have it in my collection. I have it on Blu-ray in like a triple pack or something, but it's okay to me. Like it's a haunted house, but I think they had more money for Sinister 2. It seemed like they had more money. It seemed like they were trying to do something more with it, and it's just the same thing as I don't have the original Purge on my list. Nothing against Ethan Hawke either. Like, it's just a lot of those movies, it's a person in a house, and mainly it's there at the house the whole time. And I get bored by those. Like, there's only one that's exactly like that's on my list, and we'll go into that. I think that's almost exactly like that. There's some scenes in different places, but I'm really not into haunted house movies where they're just stuck in they're at the house and that's all we see. Like, people should know that about me by now. So that's Sinister 2. I felt had a little bit more stuff going on, and I enjoyed it. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I was surprised because once again I was not a huge Sinister fan. I thought it was okay. I thought it was kind of boring, But Sinister 2, I felt like definitely cranked up the notch a little bit. Number 8, Unfriended. So Unfriended was a film that I was not actually expecting to like so much, especially not so much. I enjoyed it because it was a movie that definitely kept my interest the whole freaking time. Sometimes I was actually on the edge of my seat, as opposed to what I thought was going to happen. So I was very, very surprised. I enjoyed that movie a lot. And if you have not seen Unfriended, I'd suggest doing it. I know there's another movie called Friend Request that came out about the same time, or maybe a little after, and people talk about that one a lot, and like in a bad way. A lot of people don't like that movie. I haven't seen that one yet. Maybe I'll do Unfriended versus Friend Request one day. I don't know. I don't know if people have done that yet, but that would be an interesting, like, horror film lovers kind of thing where I talk about, why I like one over the other or not, or why I like both of them. Who knows? I may like actually both of them. I kind of like those. A lot of people don't like those social media horror films, or whatever, ones where you're caught in a social media thing, and stuff like that. I love it. It's fun as long as you can do cool stuff with it, especially involving ghosts or other things. Like, I just enjoy that. All right, moving on to The Purge Anarchy. Yes, I like the second one better than the first. Like I said, the first isn't even on my list, and I don't think it's even on my list of like top 20. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't done a top 20, so I don't know. Maybe it is because I haven't really seen a million of the movies. But and also, well, I'll talk about the movies that aren't on it afterwards and stuff, and why some of those aren't. So I'll talk about that after. Next is, well, okay. Oh, I forgot to mention why I like The Purge Anarchy. The Purge Anarchy I enjoyed because it took us out of the world of The Purge. Like, it took us out into the world of The Purge. We got to see what it was like for people that were just roaming the streets, which I think was always their plan. Their plan, from what I've understood, the Blumhouse model is we make like a movie for like $1 million to $5 million or whatever, or $3 million, something like that. We make a cheaper movie first. We see how well it does. If it does very well, we make a sequel with more money that we get from that. There are some movies, and I'll talk about this later, but there are some movies of theirs that will never ever get a sequel and shouldn't get a sequel. If they get a sequel, that will just piss me off. But like, The Purge is perfect for a sequel. Paranormal Activity is perfect for sequels, because there's just more you can do. But there's just some movies that aren't. So anyway, The Purge Anarchy, I think, was much better than the first one. All right, moving on. Happy Death Day is number 6. Happy Death Day, I rewatched last night, and I watched that in Truth or Dare. Truth or Dare is not on my list, but it's high up on my top 20, I think. So Happy Death Day really, really, really freaking got me like excited because I love Groundhog Day, and I love this. There's an episode of Supernatural where Sam or Dean keep dying. I think it's Sam. Just keeps getting killed, and then they wake up and they both, like, they're in that like life. They're in that thing, so they see that it's happening to them. I think it's called like Mystery Place or something, Mystery Spot episode, and it was wonderful. Like, the way they kept dying and kept being brought back to life, I mean, was just freaking hilarious. And Happy Death Day had that, but went further because it was a whole freaking movie. did a very Groundhog Day stuff. So you have the fun scenes of her running around naked and stuff, knowing that nobody will ever see that again, and things like that. There were maybe some little inconsistencies among stuff. Like sometimes she would get hurt and wake up, and I feel like then sometimes she wouldn't, and you know what I mean. Like it got really confusing at like what is going on necessarily with this character. And they never, even in the Happy Death Day 2, which did not make my list, and is probably not going to make my top 20 list, mainly because they went a different direction with it, and it wasn't for me necessarily. I think I enjoyed it the first time, but like on future watchings, I like the first one the best, and I probably always will. All right. Number 5 is Split. Yes, Split. The M. Night Shyamalan, however you say his name, Shyamalan movie. Split. I loved it. Basically, it's the idea of if a person with split personalities kidnapped people and because they were basically waiting for this beast to come so that they could eat the people. And you're waiting, and then, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, you've had plenty of time to fucking watch that movie. If you haven't seen it, you can turn this off now, and if you don't want to hear it. But at the end of the movie, you see the beast. The beast comes to life, and I know a lot of people that hated that twist. Thought that was just awful idea, that was bad, blah 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 blah. Trust me, I liked it. I thought it was really good, so I enjoyed that one. All right. Next is number 4 is Upgrade. So I haven't put this up there yet or not, because I think I've been editing it or working on it. Maybe it'll go up in the next month or so. Lila and I did a video where we talked about my co-host Lila, who's sometimes with me, sometimes not. She and I did a video where we were talking about Upgrade and our thoughts on it and everything. Might also even redo that one. But the point is, we watched Upgrade, and we both really, really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it probably a little bit more than she did. It was like one of my favorite movies of was it last year or the year before? Might have been 2018. I think it was 2018. So it was like my favorite movie of like 2018 at the time, because like it was honestly, and it was in January that it came out or so. And I remember seeing it in the theater and loving it, and so now that Lee Winnell, who wrote like Saw and a bunch of other movies, he directed that. He has also directed The Invisible Man, so that's another reason why I want to see it, because I really enjoyed his direction on Upgrade, which I've heard they're going to do an Upgrade 2. And they kind of left it open for a potential sequel, but I almost felt like it's been like two years or so. It's like that they're not going to do it, because usually when they do a sequel, they do it like right after. And so maybe they're just finally just deciding to do it. I don't know. All right. And then let's see here. Speaking, okay. So why I liked it, I think you'll see that in the review, but it was just so much fun. Like, it was such a fun movie. If you have not seen it, I guarantee you, go out, check it out. I think you'll love it. So, definitely check that out. All right, Upgrade. And then Insidious, which is also written by Lee Winnell, but directed by James Wan. Fucking God. That was one of the movies I saw in the theaters, and it actually scared the shit out of me. I actually left the dark theater kind of like freaked out for a second, leaving. I really like, and no horror film has done that to me, even since, that. So I just adored that movie. It was PG-13, how they made a PG-13 horror movie that, it was kind of like Poltergeist a little bit, but I like their twists and the different stuff that they did to make it different than Poltergeist. I think Lee Winnell has talked about on many occasions how he wanted to make it different than Poltergeist, so he did as many different things as he could. He changed things up to make it fresh and interesting. And Lynn Shay is just phenomenal in the movie. If you haven't seen Insidious, I guarantee you're going to want to do that, so check it out. All right. Number 2 is not a horror movie, but it is a Blumhouse. I think it's a Blumhouse Tilt movie. It's called Whiplash. I love Whiplash. A friend of mine had told me at the time to go see it. I had no interest originally to see it because I thought, music kind of band movie. I had no interest in it. Just nothing. I went to see it, or I bought it, or rented it. No, I rented it at Redbox. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna watch this. If I don't like it in the first 10, 15 minutes, I'm can zone out, whatever. Take it back. It's only $1 or $2 or whatever to rent the movie. So go ahead. So I did that, brought it home, fucking loved it. Loved it so much I had to buy the Blu-ray. I mean, it is fucking phenomenal. It is a great movie. If you have not seen it, it just blows my mind. The director went on to do, I think, La La Land and a bunch of different other movies. And, I mean, fucking phenomenal. If you have not seen Whiplash, see it. Honestly, see it. All right, and now, the number 1 movie. You've heard a bunch of them that aren't on the list, and so you're probably wondering what might be on the list, and you probably might know because this movie is very fucking popular, and it is I almost felt for a second like I shouldn't include it as my number 1 because it's so fucking popular, but then I was like, I'm only lying to everybody, including myself, if I don't put this on the list as my number 1 movie, which was Get Out. Get Out is just a great movie. It felt like a feature-length version of a Twilight Zone movie. And then I know Jordan Peele went on to produce the Twilight Zone for CBS. I watched the pilot of that. Thought it was okay, It didn't make me want to run out and watch more. I don't know. I think from what I've heard, there are some episodes that are great, and then most of them are just kind of lackluster. So I'm not really interested in that. But I am interested, and I loved Get Out. And that was what I was talking about earlier when I said there are some movies that don't deserve a sequel, like Whiplash, Get Out, don't need sequels. Insidious, Upgrade could use a sequel, I could be down with that. Split had Glass, so that did end up having a sequel. Glass was not on my list because it might be on my top 20, maybe. I don't know. I'd have to rewatch that movie in order for me to do my top 20 because I really did not like it when I first saw it. But I think it's one of those movies that I think is going to grow on me in future watches. So once again, maybe do a rewatch review. Because I think when movies of that caliber come out and then you kind of see the direction that they went with it, because you have so many ideas of where they're going to go with it, they could go with it, and then they went a different direction than what you were planning. It kind of ruins your thoughts on it. So I think I need to rewatch Glass, and having seen it already and knowing kind of where it's gonna go, I can kind of maybe absorb it a little bit and maybe enjoy it for a different kind of merit. But yeah, Get Out. Get Out is my number 1. It is amazing. It is a great film. Social commentary, as I said, Twilight Zone you just don't know. There's twists and turns that would make fucking M. Night weep. It was just so freaking phenomenal. If I were you, I would definitely watch Get Out if you haven't. I think most people that are checking out a top 10 Blumhouse have seen Get Out. Because that's probably one of the only ones they have seen. Because that's their most popular film. And once again, that was why I was afraid to actually say it. I was afraid to say, oh, I'm a big, I love Get Out as the, number 1 movie. Yeah, it was my number one movie. I'm sorry, you know. And then I know a lot of people are like anti Jordan Peele for whatever many reasons. I love Jordan Peele. I was not a huge fan of Us's ending. I liked Us up until that ending, and that ending ruins the whole film for me, honestly. So I don't even know if that would be on my top 20 list because I wanted to love that. So I'll talk about the couple of movies that aren't on the list that I did love and enjoy. Like I said, I did love Truth or Dare a little bit more than I probably should. Being a horror fanatic, it's just a fun PG-13 thriller. Jeff Wadlow, who did one of my favorite films back in 2005 called Cry Wolf. I love Cry Wolf. I do want to see Fantasy Island. I've heard it's even worse than, and it's got a lot of the same cast and crew and stuff from Truth or Dare. You know, so I haven't put those on my list. I haven't even seen Fantasy Island yet. Didn't put Glass on my list, and as I said, I'll have to check that out. I haven't put Paranormal Activities because I hate them. Once again, it's that, and I respect them. Understand? Like, I respect the hell out of that. Probably cost them $20,000 to make, and then they marketed it for like $1 million and made like a lot of money and put Blumhouse on the map. Good for you guys. Like, awesome. Like, that's fucking phenomenal. Why I don't like it? I don't like found footage films. Like, they a lot of times they bore me. If you notice, I don't think I put a found footage film at all on this list because I just don't like them. Sorry. Like, they're not my style. Would I ever do one myself? Would I ever write one? I don't know. Like, that's a good question because, like, if somebody came up with a fantastic idea for me and we made, you know, I'd be down with that. I just don't like found footage films. I am not a found footage guy. I'll watch them occasionally, but I don't like them. You know, that's just me. But, you know, you can like them. Everybody can like them. I don't care. I just don't like them. So, yeah. So that's about it for those things. Like, I'm trying to think of some of the other ones that there's been there was a movie I saw called Seven in Heaven. I like that. A lot of people didn't, and we were gonna do a thing about it on Horror, Blood and Coffee, which was my podcast I did before, which brings me into a segue. I'm going to talk about Horror, Blood, and Coffee, a podcast that I did back in the day, and I'm going to have to clean this up in a second. By the way, before we talk about it, check out my mug. Look at that. It's I got this in Las Vegas when I was out there before I came to LA at the Pawn Stars shop. Well, that's awesome. So, yeah, to talk about, real quick, Horror, Blood, and Coffee. Horror, Blood, and Coffee started as a podcast. We did it last year for almost a whole year, I believe. We got, I think, 11 episodes or something. I wanted to do one, like, final one, and we either still haven't or we're probably not going to. But Samantha Marie contacted me about it, and she still wants to not do a podcast for it because she just doesn't have time. That's the main reason why we ended up not doing it, is we both got busy with a lot of stuff, and it's been really hard to, like, organize, doing stuff. I have no idea. Like, I can't say for certain what the outcome's gonna be of the thing, but I know right now we are still doing stuff on the Facebook page. We're kind of making it more horror news, talking a lot about independent films. If you have an independent film you want to get out there, we want to reach out to the masses. Let us know. We'll include it, that kind of thing. So it's becoming like the horror version of what I like Indie Film Cafe for. So I love that. Like, and we're also, I mean, we don't just do independent. We're not going to just do independent stuff. Where we will probably mention some horror news regarding some of the bigger movies, bigger horror films and things like that. So, but it's mainly going to be a Facebook page right now. I don't know if it'll end up being, because it used to be a website, and then I had to get rid of the website and everything. So we'll see. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on right now. In our crazy world, we're just trying to get so much stuff done, and we want to keep that Facebook open. So if you want to go to that Facebook page, it's Horror Blood and Coffee, and check stuff out, like it. Check out what's going on. Oh my goodness. What's that coffee? Great coffee, by the way. It's Lavazza. But anyway, that's pretty much it. I mean, this is kind of a rambling video, but I really don't care, because I want people to see this as a chance for me to kind of tell my thoughts and everything on certain films. Horror Film Lovers is a horror-centered show. The mainstream is the mainstream films, comedies, dramas, action, stuff that's not horror. Not saying horror is not mainstream, but it's just I want to separate them. And then Blu-ray Hunter is my Blu-rays and stuff. So the Blu-rays that I love, and I love to talk about certain ones and things. There'll be a new episode on, I think I'm doing one tomorrow on that. So looking forward to that. And actually, no, I'm not. I'm not, because there will be an episode of that with me and Jackie Hall coming up. So there you go. But anyway, that's kind of an update on things. As I said, horror blood and coffee is still a thing. I just decided to create Horror Film Lovers as a different, for my YouTube stuff, and Horror Blood and Coffee will be the Facebook page doing different things. So there's going to be just a lot of horror related stuff going on. Especially now we've got kind of a time, right? We're doing a lot of there's just not a lot of things being made at the time at this moment due to the coronavirus. So there is a movie that's coming out that I hope to review. I don't know what I'll review it on, but I hope to review it for like Horror Blood and Coffee or quick reviews or something. But Corona Zombies is coming. I'd probably do Horror Film Lovers, because I want to do So Corona Zombies with done by the Full Moon guys. They actually have shot and edited and they're in post production on a Corona Zombies movie. So awesome, good for them. Way to be topical and get it out quickly. It's coming out April 10th. A movie that I acted in. I'm not sure if I'm still in it or not. I had one line in the movie. Who knows if that even makes it. It's done by the Asylum, the guys who do like Sharknado and everything. They made a movie called Collision Earth, and I got to work alongside Eric Roberts. So I really hope that scene makes it in there, because I think I say one line to all of them, so in there. So who knows if that made it or not, but we'll see. I think I might have done even two lines, but two lines differently. I don't know. I have no idea what's gonna happen. So thank you guys so much for checking this out. Give Indie Film Cafe a sub. Let us know what you guys think. Also, check out our Patreon. We have a Patreon. So if you want to check it out, I'll leave a link down at the bottom for that. And just let us know what you guys are up to these days. I mean, it's right now we're kind of in a pandemic, so this is actually the Tuesday before the Wednesday that it goes out. So this is literally the day before, and so I know everything that's nuts is nuts at this particular moment. But I felt like this would be the most opportune time to come make a video and talk to you guys. You guys are probably sitting at home a lot and, watching YouTube like I do. So hope you enjoy it and check it out. check out this whole week. We got a ton of stuff going on. Daily videos are still happening, and they're gonna happen till we can't do daily videos, until we're just too busy. And then we'll figure things out of how to separate them. But right now, the daily videos are happening, and I hope you guys have been enjoying them. Our subscriptions have gone up because of it, so I'm very happy about it. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoy this and have a great time. Bye.